Hey guys, so I'm here with Carmen. She is a florist here in Sayulita, Mexico, and if you're getting married here and you're trying to think like, man, who do we want to make our florals? She's probably one of the best and most popular here. And we're gonna talk about what it would be like to work with her, what her process is like, and just maybe hear some fun stories about Sayulita.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Somebody finds you on Instagram, they love your work, they inquire. What's your process for bringing them along to get the flowers that they want?
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to talk descriptions and all this fun stuff and pampas grass. And
well, my personal process is they request the date, and then I will send a questionnaire, and that'll go over things like if you have a wedding party, if you already know approximate guest count, if you have an idea of what you want your bouquet to look like, centerpieces to look like a ceremony, things like that. It's just sort of a general questionnaire.
Yep.
I often also like to book a consult, like a video consult, so we can meet each other. I can say this stuff to their face versus email, because you can build a rapport and feel that energy when you meet. Usually it's a video call. And then if there's any inspiration photos they have, to send them to me. Things that I'm looking for would be colors, flower selection, shape of things. And then from there, I take all that information and I put together a preliminary design board. And it shows the photos, the description of things that we would make, the botanical ingredients I would pull from, so they can see photo samples of things, and then the price points.
And botanical ingredients, can you define that for me?
Botanical ingredients, so like your leaves.
When you say ingredient, I'm thinking like baking a cake.
Right, it's
but
exactly like that. We use floral recipes,
You're
right?
Just gonna say
it's my recipe.
Okay.
It is. It's 100%. You make a recipe for a centerpiece.
Okay.
You have to know how many roses, how many leaves, how many textural accents.
That makes sense when I think
so
about it.
Those are botanical ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So I want to show that, to show like this is the color of this. This is. I mean, obviously they're natural items, so sometimes they're not the exact shade or tone. But
when they're sending you photos, is it stuff from like the tropical things that you have access to, or sometimes is it like completely?
No, it's not necessarily.
It's just kind of anything and everything, and then you say this is what I have access to here.
Exactly, yeah. Because even though we are in the tropics, we have access to things that aren't necessarily tropical, right? Like, so I like to see, whatever they're drawn to. I can often see a vibe. See they're drawn to more muted colors or more bright punchy colors or more texture or more streamlined, more modern, things like that. So those are the things I'm looking for when some people don't even send flowers because they don't know flowers, so they send pictures of their house, or like this is the kind of clothing I'm drawn to,
stuff they like.
Because it's all about style, what you like, I want them to tell me what they want their day to feel like, for their experience, for their guests. Like, do they want all the florals to be smaller, so it's all about the conversation, or they want to have big dramatic pieces so that people have that wow moment, right? Stuff like that. So I try and capture all that on the design board. It is a collaboration, so we go back and forth because it becomes my working document. So I design from that board, and
and then from there, then you send pricing options.
Pricing options.
And then you guys kind of go back and forth until you find a happy medium.
So I don't offer specific set prices. It's usually like like if people know their budget ahead of time, that makes it helpful, so that I can design that way and don't go like crazy,
Say that one more time. If they what?
If they know their budget ahead of time, like, okay, we have, $6,000 set aside for florals. Well, that helps me then kind of see everything else that they want and be like, okay, this is what we would allot all that to, right? If they don't know their budget, we kind of come in with a starting point of like, given all the photos you've shown me and everything you want decorated, this is kind of what it might be like. And then we can go back and forth from there, saying, let's pull back on here or add to here. Or it's a collaboration. We try and keep it really customized, really boutique-y. At this point, I don't have a minimum amount that people have to book me for. At this point, maybe in the future, but I just try and keep it super personable and customized. So my favorite part is working with the client, like, finding out what it is that they like and how they want their day to be like, and having them feel excited about it, right? Trying to make it easy and fun, because flowers, they're really pretty, so you want to make sure that it's not a stressful part of planning the wedding, right?
let's talk about when people, because I don't know flowers that well, but I could literally put together a list of like when I think about designing my own house, I'm like, gosh, when I see stuff pop up on TikTok or Pinterest, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd love that, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
So obviously people, when they're describing things to you, they're struggling for words to use or images to share. What are some things like, can you talk to me about, like as we were talking earlier, let's talk like boho, let's talk pampas grass, let's talk about maybe descriptions they can use, or you were saying things like, well, do you like symmetrical or asymmetrical? Like give them almost frameworks to think within that you, talk to me about that.
So she stopped to talk.
Well, I think one thing is like we pay attention to trends and what's trending and the buzzwords that are attached to that. Like right now we have, the word boho has been used.
Boho with like every word after it, boho, modern boho.
Exactly, Mexi boho, modern boho, romantic boho, beachy boho. So,
and you're like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost, it's become almost a game of like, what new version of boho can we, classify this as?
Yeah.
But that's when the photos come in. Like, what does boho mean to you? Is it just adding pampas grass? Is it adding lots of textural elements that aren't necessarily fresh? Like, we've been doing so many weddings with dried palm fronds, dried grasses, dried flowers, things like that. So using those description words is great and it's fun and it, but you have to show me what that means. What does modern mean to you? Like, what does, is it all monochromatic? Is it all linear? Like,
all monochromatic, so all kind of like a similar.
All the same color, like all white. Is that modern to you?
Did you say linear then?
Linear, yeah. So are we doing things that are more like, just like 4 ingredients, but they're just lots of lines?
Okay.
Stuff like,
Yeah.
So.
And then you're also thinking like symmetrical
versus asymmetrical, wild. Like some people, the wild bespoke style bouquet, or do you want something a bit more compact? So using the photos in addition to those fun description words that we all toss around. But using photos is really important. And also just going back, what's helpful to me too is going back even through my Instagram and showing me pictures of my own work and being like, this is what I like, or big like this, or I like this flower. That makes it really easy for me too. But I also like it when clients go through, like I said, the hashtag Sayulita on Instagram, Sayulita Wedding, because then it's not just my work, but it's everybody else's work that you can see examples of. So then you can see what we have available here, or what people have done before. So that's helpful too for in their planning, is to show me other things that people have done, and then I would say this is kind of how I could create it, because we never ever can mimic another designer's work ever, nor do I try to. But you can. I still want to design with that particular vibe, So we try and be really creative, and try and do a variety of styles. But I still have a certain way that I, design, right? So,
So that's super helpful. Hopefully you guys are helped by that. Just a little backstory on you. She moved down from Canada 6 years ago with her husband, and how old was your son at that point?
He was 9.
9, so moved down from Canada. Parents thought they were crazy, like, what are you doing going to Mexico? She bought a flower shop, learned floral. Before that, she was like traveling all over Canada doing paper flower installments.
Western Canada, like
Western Canada, thank you. Like installments that are like 20 feet, like a 20-foot tall tree.
Yeah, we did like, it was mostly for weddings and fashion shows. So we would do like set up stages for weddings, so like fairy tale type things, or fashion shows we would do like giant, like 6 foot tall or wide paper flowers suspended from the ceiling and stuff.
So she did that up in Canada. They came down to Mexico, visited Sayulita, loved it, decided, hey, we're going to make the move. She's been here for 6 years now. If you need a florist, reach out to her. They can go to your website.
www.flora-amor. Yeah.
And then you can also find her on Instagram, look at the stuff. And do you prefer a DM or website contact form?
I like DMs first,
great.
yeah, because I see it right away.
Great. So DM her and start the conversation.
Yeah, and then we go to email because I cannot track my DMs because it's just too hard.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but then emails so we can keep track of conversations. But I like being active I'm always on Instagram. Sometimes I might not get back to you right away, but it's a quick way of reaching out and saying, hey, I'm here.